Hey guys, this is TW Shannon. So excited to be here in Times Square visiting with some PPP customers, some businesses that we help stay open at Chickasaw Community Bank. You know, when we talk about building better lives, it goes beyond just Oklahoma. We've got customers all over the United States, and this was just another example where we got to sit down with a business owner. Over 70 jobs were saved at Goulue It because of the amazing work that we do at Chickasaw Community Bank and the amazing team that we have. So we're here in Times Square. We're taking it all in, and I think it's just a testament to the great work of Chickasaw Community Bank employees and the Chickasaw Nation about how we're reaching people all over the United States.
It's very nice actually to have you with us here. Thank you so much for coming to New York.
Thank you.
All the way from?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, that's
Oklahoma
right.
City. Have you been to Oklahoma?
I have driven through it.
You've driven through it? Okay.
I've driven through it.
Tell me about the place here. This is a fantastic restaurant.
First we have to thank you so much because I don't know what we would have done without the PPP.
Sure.
That saved our tails and kept us going, thank God. But Goulue was the very first French bistro that ever opened in the United States.
Really?
In 1972. And that's where Henry Kissinger and Jackie O and Frank Sinatra and such used to hang out. So this is the third home of Goulue. Every time we lost our
Pronounce
lease,
that again.
Goulue.
Goulue.
Goulue actually means glutton in French, but we didn't name it after that. There used to be a burlesque dancer, very beautiful, very sexy and gorgeous, and her stage name was Goulue, and the restaurant is named after that burlesque dancer.
Well, Goulue, even with your Egyptian accent, that sounds better. Your French sounds better than my Oklahoman's trying to say.
Well, that's okay. To everyone their own. Yes, Goulue is an iconic restaurant in New York. It is an iconic American French restaurant because we were the first to have this concept anywhere else.
That's amazing.
And this is our third home. So it started in 1972. It was on 70th Street between Madison and Park. Then 20 years later, we were kicked out because Prada offered more rent. And we got kicked out and moved on Madison and 64th Street. We opened in 2009, and we got kicked out again in 2000. We closed in 2009. We opened in 1993, and we were kicked out in 2009 by Loro Piana. And it took us almost 9 years to find a place in the neighborhood that we like and can afford. And that's where we come here.
That's amazing.
So we reopened, and if you look at all the wood paneling and the mirrors and the bar, everything was built in 1972, and every time we lost our lease, we took the interior of the restaurant and put it in our warehouse. And when we found a place, we put it back in. So the old timers, when they come here and they say, wow, this looks like the old place. No, it's not looking like the old place. It is the old place in a new location. So we've survived a very harsh year and a half of COVID, and I think 2021 at the end will prove to be the best year we've ever had since we opened back in 2018. Yes.
That's very good. How did tell me about that? Just experience walking through COVID, how you guys adjusted, and even before PPP was available, you had to probably make some really tough decisions.
You know, I hate to say it, but it was really a test of survival for the fittest. Prior to COVID in 2019, there used to be 28,000 restaurants in New York City. By the end of 2020, there were only 8,000 plus left to operate. We were one of them. In the last 7 months or so, I think 16,000 restaurants reopened. So the picture is not as bleak as it was at the end of 2020. However, many of these restaurants that reopened with new operators. So those who lost, they were wiped out. And we survived. We stuck it out, and we proved that we can keep a restaurant open for our clientele and can keep our staff off the streets. And we did that.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we are proud, but it's very difficult. I want to see anybody in any other industry to be willing to work for a year and a half and not get paid. But we did, thank God we were able to, because others tried so hard but they were not able to. And of course the PPP came in time when we really needed it most.
Sure.
And so many others didn't get it and folded.
How many jobs would you say the PPP actually, helped you to maintain?
We kept pretty much everybody.
Which is how many? So how many jobs would you say?
I don't know the exact number, but give or take, I would say 70 people.
Wow.
Maybe a little more.
Wow.
I know I'm being conservative, but 70 people kept their jobs.
It's amazing.
We were able to just close for a few weeks and reopen and work with the neighborhood. You cannot imagine how appreciative and the people were and wanting to get out. Everybody was told to stay home or they're gonna die, and we were out there sticking it out and making sure that we are there.
So did you guys, were you like doing deliveries? Were you like
Yes.
to go only? Was that kind of the
In the beginning, we were doing
protocol?
only to go and delivery, and then slowly we were able to sell pickups. You can pick up a bottle of wine, which is illegal, but at the time it was legal. As long as you order some food to go, you're allowed to take a bottle of wine or drinks.
Yeah.
So we did that when it was legal. Now it's not anymore. But we did everything, you name it, in the book just to survive, and we did.
That's amazing. So when you think about New York, you can't help but think about 9/11 too. How did and you guys were around for 9/11? Talk about 9/11 compared to this.
No comparison. 9/11 was a horrible experience. You've seen the people. I remember that day. I got up in the morning and I was, my TV at the time, I had my alarm clock was my TV.
Sure.
So my TV went on and I looked and I see the towers being attacked and I said, I didn't see this movie. What movie is this? It was completely unreal to imagine that something like this could possibly happen, but it did. And that night, you can see the people. To me, I was, and everybody was like a zombie. We were walking, we're doing what we do, but we were not there.
Sure.
It was very horrible. But it didn't last very long. New Yorkers and New York
You
is
guys
very
are pretty
resilient.
tough. Yeah, for sure.
And we learned to move on. So with 9/11, I think it was one of the most horrific experiences in my life, but it's not even close to what COVID has done.
Really?
Yes.
So post 9/11, how was business affected compared to middle of the pandemic?
9/11 was a transient interruption. It didn't last a year. It didn't last even a month. You can see people, getting over it. Not exactly getting over it, but being able to move on and try to make something with what they have. But in COVID, the fear is something horrific, and we were told if we do not listen, we will die yesterday. And people didn't know how to deal with it. Still don't know how to deal with it, by the way. But we were captured for a year and a half.
Wow.
From one restriction to another restriction to another regulation and more restrictions. It was just unbelievable. And the feds were trying to help, but I think their stimulus hurt much more than it helped. Because they were telling people, don't go to work,
Hard to get people.
and we'll pay you. In New York City, that translates to $800 a week per person. Money that some people didn't even make working 40 hours. When you look at $800 a week payoff for people to stay home, that translates to, if it's 40 hours of work a week, they're getting paid $20 an hour to stay home. But the minimum wages are 15. How could I compete with something like this? It's impossible.
It's amazing.
So it was very difficult. And it still is difficult to find reliable, capable people that are willing to work.
100%. Well, at Chickasaw Community Bank, our philosophy is building better lives for everyone. That's what we really believe in. We were so excited, and actually honored that you chose us to help you walk you through that process. So thank you for allowing Chickasaw Community Bank to partner with you to help you keep operating. Because that, as a community bank, that's what we do. We're wholly owned by the Chickasaw Nation, which is a Native American tribe in Oklahoma. I'm an enrolled member of the tribe as well. I've been the CEO for almost 5 years, and I can tell you, we've never seen anything like COVID either in our bank's history. And for us, it was a real unknown, because when PPP was rolled out very quickly, we didn't fully understand, because there was no guidance on it, and a lot of banks chose not to participate. And a lot of big banks chose to participate first, but they only chose to offer it to people that were already customers. As community bank, we chose to go outside of just our customer base because we thought it was important. And when we got a chance to operate, we obviously had a chance to look at how you guys operated and what a great job you did. It was a real honor for us to get to partner with you. So I just want to say thank you for allowing us to do what we do, and thank you for the people you employ, and thank you for offering this amazing menu.
Thank you, but I want to reverse it because I have to thank you for accepting us.
Thank you.
I don't want to ill talk about other banks, but there were other banks that favored only their regular customers and friends, and you came in a time, and it's all about timing. Your timing may have saved us from failure and saved others.
Wow.
And thank you. It's an honor actually to have you here at the restaurant with us.
Thank you.
It's an honor to know you're a Native American.
Yes, sir.
I bow and I appreciate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now I've got to hear you say Chickasaw Community Bank, building better lives for everyone. Can you say that?
Say it again.
Chickasaw Community Bank really believes in building better lives for everyone.
Chickasaw Bank really believe in building better lives for everyone.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Thank you for letting us do this.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
God bless.